I'm excited to talk to you guys tonight about Uforia. About 4 weeks ago, our world kind of got turned upside down just a little bit. My wife actually got an inbox on Facebook, and it's a video that many of you probably have seen right now. It was a 3-minute video that talked about blind nutrition versus designer customized DNA nutrition. And the person that shared that video with her happened to be Ron Williams. His wife, Candy, and my wife are good friends. And so she sent Summer this message that just said, hey, listen, I know you guys are kind of working on your thing, but I wanted to share with you what we're up to. And Summer decided to take a closer look at this video. Now, give you a little bit of background on my wife. My wife has been on a health journey for the last 6 or 7 years. And, she had some health issues a few years ago. And as a result of that, she kept going to the doctor, and the doctors just wanted to give her a steroid shot and treat the symptoms and not necessarily treat the problem. And so she got tired of that. And so she started to do some research, and she really was led into the natural approach, naturopathic approach to taking care of our family. And so we're a very healthy family. We're very health conscious about what we put into our bodies. We juice every single day. And so when she got this video about DNA nutrition, it was something that really stood out to her. And what was interesting is once she watched the video, she wanted some more information. So she went out online and she started searching for information about Uforia, and she couldn't find a website. She couldn't find anything. She ended up on YouTube, and she ended up finding this video of Ron Williams, our CEO, and Eric Worre. And for those of you that don't know Eric is, the grandfather, if you will, of network marketing. He's the Jim Rohn of this era when it comes to network marketing. And it was Eric and Ron having a conversation about the launch of this company. And it had just been uploaded to YouTube 36 hours prior, and it only had 26 views. And so my wife brought this video to me, and she said, listen, there's something going on. There's a new company launching. I'm surprised we haven't heard anything about it, but it's really interesting, and I think that you should watch it. So we sat down together and we watched this announcement video. And if you haven't seen this video with Eric and Ron, I would encourage you to ask the person that invited you here for that video, because it really clearly lays out the vision of the company. And so after watching that video, we decided to get on a phone call with Ron directly and had some conversations that ultimately led to us getting on a plane and flying out and sitting down with the owner of the company. I joined people first and company second. And one thing about Ron is Ron has a tremendous background in network marketing. He used to be a senior executive of Nu Skin almost 2 decades ago. He then became a CEO of Young Living Essential Oils and helped pioneer the essential oil movement in network marketing. He's brought some of the most prolific products to market in this space. And then he became the founder of a company called Forever Green for 17 years. And so I have a tremendous amount of respect for Ron. He's a true visionary, and he's a genius when it comes to marketing and branding. And he's also very knowledgeable in the areas of wellness. And so, we had a chance to sit down and pick his brain and listen to this concept of DNA nutrition. And I'm going to share with you a little bit more about that here in just a few minutes. But what ended up happening from that is that we were very, very impressed with what we heard. I was also very excited to hear that LaCour Enterprises was involved as well. For those of you that don't know, LaCour Enterprises is the LeBron James of the back end when it comes to network marketing companies. There's no shortage of good ideas in network marketing. Most companies fail in this industry because of the logistics, because of the operations. And LaCour Enterprises is the best of the best when it comes to fulfillment, back-end software companies. And so when I heard that they were involved with this, that Ron and Terry LaCour had really partnered up on this project, that really was even more reassuring for me that we were in the right place. And finally, to hear that Eric Worre had agreed to collaborate with this company and essentially create all of the training and be involved and at all of our corporate events, I thought, okay, this is a big deal. And so I asked Ron a question, and this is really why I'm sharing this story with you. I asked Ron a very important question. I said, look, why have we not heard about this? When a company traditionally launches, by that time, there's already, been whispers about the company for months and, often thousands of people that are involved. And I said, how come this video only has 26 views? What's the deal with that? And this is what he said. He says, Travis, we're just tired of watching companies that, go out and they get a master distributor, and then they go out and they get a bunch of hired guns and leaders that are at the top of the company. And then those leaders have several months to go get all of their generals in. And then those generals have a bunch of time to go out and get all of their leaders. And by the time that a company actually launches, there's thousands of people already in the deal. And most people don't even realize it, but the true opportunity already has passed. And he says, we didn't want to create a pecking order here. We didn't want to have a master distributor. We didn't want to force anybody into a specific culture. We wanted this to grow organically. He said, we've been working on the messaging and the branding for the last 14 months. And when we felt that we got it right, we decided that day that we were ready to flip the switch. And so we uploaded a video to YouTube. And I said, so what you're telling me is you launched this company by uploading a video to YouTube? And he says, yes. And he says, we just felt like we put the right messaging out there, and we had a good enough product that we didn't need the hype. We didn't need the big checks, the big deals, and all of these things that a lot of companies do right at the launch of a company. We felt that the product would attract the right people, the messaging and the language that we used would attract the right people. And I got to tell you guys something, that was so refreshing to me. I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired of the hype in this industry. And so for me, I like that. And if you've ever watched any of our presentations up to this point, if you've ever seen Ron Williams, the word that often comes up is it's very organic. It feels organic. And so what I want you to know about this company is we are a true customer-driven model. When you have a product that evokes a positive emotional experience to the point where people get excited about the product, the natural tendency is for them to go share it with others. And when the product is good enough, you don't need anything else. The truth is always good enough. You don't need that hype. And so I wanted to start by just sharing that story with you. My wife and I came home from that trip. And, it was one of those things where we had some discussions, and I said to Summer, well, maybe this is something that, we had other projects that we were working on. And probably like you guys, the last thing that we needed was one more thing to work on. So we came home and I said, well, Summer, maybe this is something that you can work on your side, and I'll support you. And so we had these conversations. But what happened was I found myself laying there at 4:00 in the morning, staring at the ceiling. And I was thinking about this company, and I kept thinking about this product. Designer DNA Nutrition, it just makes sense. It's the natural evolution if you think about it, because, even 5 years ago, this conversation may not be or may not have been as relevant as it is today. You go online and you see 23andMe, you see Ancestry.com. My wife and I were at Target a couple of hours ago, and when we were there, I'm going to show you what we came across. And this just tells you where we're at. So I came across, let's see if you guys can see this. This says, give the gift of DNA discovery. This was on the end shelf at Target. And what this is trace your DNA 150 regions worldwide. You can actually buy a kit right in Target. I learned long ago that if you can position yourself in the beginning stages of a movement, of a new trend, there's a lot of money that can be made. And right now, DNA is a very relevant conversation. People understand that it's real. DNA nutrition is just the natural evolution. It's the next phase. It just makes sense. I would ask you this question to consider as we peak, as I start the PowerPoint tonight. If you had the choice between a custom designer suit that was tailor-made just for you, I mean, when you wear it, you feel like $1 million, or a suit that was sold, off of the rack. If all things were equal, which one would you choose? You're going to choose the designer, right? The customization, right? For you ladies, if you had the choice between a custom, beautiful wedding dress that was made just for you, I mean, it fits you perfectly, or one that was just sold on the rack, which would you choose? Personalization and customization just makes sense. And so tonight, what I'd like to do is I'd like to take you through this journey and tell you why I believe that this company has made such a tremendous impact in such a short period of time. What I'm going to start with tonight is I'm going to start with a little video. I'm going to play that 3-minute video for you that just gives you an idea of what we first saw that caught our attention, and it's going to introduce you to our DNA nutrition. So with that, sit back, turn your volume up, and let me go ahead and play this for you.
Your DNA makes you unique. You have one genetic code, only one body. You don't need everybody's nutritional supplements. You can have your own. Cut your losses and move on. The days of blind nutrition are over. Your DNA knows exactly what you need, and Uforia delivers it. Welcome to your very own designer nutrition. We're all potentially susceptible to certain physical ailments based on variations in our genes passed down from our parents. These genetic variations are called SNPs, single nucleotide polymorphisms. We aren't able to eliminate SNPs from our DNA. We can do something about them. We can take action to optimize our physical health. It begins with a simple DNA test. Swab the inside of your cheek and mail your sample to Uforia's state-of-the-art laboratory partner for analysis. Strict guidelines are always followed, so your information remains confidential and secure. Based on your DNA results, a one-of-a-kind nutritional formula is created just for you. This is your very own nutrition, designed from peer-reviewed plant-based ingredients plus vitamins and minerals. So many high-quality ingredients and so many of us. Every formula is truly unique. Each custom formula is one out of nearly 400 million possible combinations. And while your nutrition is being customized, you immediately begin to make your health a habit. Every Uforia starter kit not only comes with a DNA test, it also includes a pre-friction formula. This is a mild and gentle cleanse. It also supports the body's preparation for the optimal Uforia experience. The pre-friction formula contains a robust combination of quality active ingredients, including AC11, frankincense, and astaxanthin. Pre-friction gives your body a fresh start. Be prepared when your customized nutrition arrives, which takes approximately 2 to 4 weeks delivered right to your door. You'll receive a 30-day supply of your customized formula, along with a detailed action plan that explains what you need to know about your SNPs. Staying on track to meet your nutritional needs for the rest of your life has never been easier. You can receive your customized designer nutrition delivered to your door every month, all for less than the cost of buying the nutritional ingredients separately. Finally, everyone's unique biology meets one-of-a-kind technology. Your DNA is talking, and Uforia puts your body a voice.
So I imagine that many of you, and if you are brave enough to admit this, go ahead and raise your hand or drop an I into the chat box, have a supplement counter or cupboard. And inside of that cupboard is all kinds of different supplements that you've ordered over the years. And you're probably even feeling guilty about throwing some of them away, even though they're a couple of years old, because you paid money for them at some point, right? How many of you guys have all kinds of a cupboard just like that? You know, what we've been doing up to this point is, you know, throwing things against the wall. Beverly does. She knows what I'm talking about. What we've been doing up to this point is throwing a bunch of things against the wall just to see what sticks. And the idea for me that they can test my DNA, and not just test my DNA, test 18 different strands of my DNA. And essentially what they're looking for are variants, right? Variants are flaws in your DNA that are passed down from your mother and father, and now have the ability to be able to fill the gap with nutrition. Wow, like that is amazing to me. And that's what's so exciting. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take you through just the 10 reasons why I believe that this company really will be the biggest story in network marketing in 2019. And here's the best part, you guys. Nobody even knows about this yet. I mean, we literally have not even pre-launched the company yet. So you should see my screen right now. So let me go ahead. And the first thing that I want to talk about is exclusive and proprietary. What I mean by that is this. There's a book that I'm fond of called Blue Ocean Strategy. If you guys are fans of marketing, this is a book I'd recommend. And in this book, they talk about 2 different market conditions. The first is a red ocean. It's a fiercely competitive market. Everybody is fighting over the same, you know, cutthroat environment. Everybody's fighting over the same competitors or the same, you know, customers. The author describes it as bloody, murky waters, otherwise known as a red ocean. And I believe that the network marketing industry in some ways is somewhat of a red ocean. I didn't want to be the 10th CBD oil company to launch this year. I didn't want to be the 5th, you know, weight loss coffee company to launch this year. Not saying that there isn't some bad companies in those categories. We're big fans of the industry. But for me, I wanted, if I'm going to get involved with something, I want it to be the one and only. I like to be a part of bringing a product to market. In my opinion, that's where the best opportunity lies. The blue ocean, on the other hand, is there is no competition because you are the category creator and you've changed the game. And while some of you might say, well, wait a second, DNA nutrition's been around for a while. I've heard about this concept before. What you have to understand is there's really two different buckets that these companies that have been out there fall in. The first bucket is we'll test your DNA. Usually they'll test one or two strands just so that they can say that they tested your DNA. And then what they'll do is after they read your DNA report, they'll give you a meal plan. They'll give you a fitness plan. And that's it. The second category is they'll test your DNA. Again, they'll test a couple of strands so they can say that they tested your DNA. And then what they'll do is they'll give you a report and tell you what supplements that you need, but it's really up to you to go find that supplementation, or they'll even sell you those supplements. But here's the question. When were those supplements packaged? Were they packaged before your test or after your test? In every case up to this point, they've been packaged before your test. There is no customization, which means that it's the same thing that you've already been doing, which is just taking the same recommended daily allowance of supplements that everyone else is taking. Does it make sense to you, Beverly, that you and I would take the same exact amount of supplements if we were taking the same exact vitamins? Does it make sense that we take the exact same amounts? I believe that, our children will say, I can't believe you guys used to all take the same vitamins and the same supplements. That's where nutrition is going. So it's exclusive and proprietary. It's one of a kind. And it's taken us, just so you know, not only is the software taken 2 decades to develop, but even after that, they were hand making these formulations and it wasn't scalable. So LaCour Enterprises spent millions of dollars and now has 2.5 years into developing the first machine in the world. You're going to see it here in just a moment, that allows us to be light years ahead of the competition. We have a world-class lab that we personally own. It's HIPAA compliant, which means that we never share your information. So those of you that are concerned about information getting out there, I think 23andMe was just under the gun a little bit because they actually sold some of their information. We're HIPAA compliant, so none of that information gets out. In fact, we disregard of your information within 60 days. And we're CLIA certified, which is the big boy certification for a lab that just talks about quality of ingredients that we use as well. We've got an amazing scientific team. I mean, we've got, genetic specialists and doctors and holistic naturopaths that are on board that are uniquely trained in DNA science. And I'm excited for many of you that are going to come to Dallas for our first in-person event this coming weekend, and you're going to get a chance to meet them. I'm telling you guys, you are going to be just blown away when they start talking about the actual science side of this stuff. The intellectual software, again, 20 years in the making. And what's really neat about this is that once your DNA is tested, then your customized nutritional formulation is created. And there's over 400 million possible combinations. No two are the same, and yours is one of them. How many of you have been involved in companies where your product is being sold on Amazon? Either it's former distributors that are just dumping their product, or you're competing with some of these distributors that are out there, and that's one of their marketing strategies. Well, I can tell you guys that that's not going to happen here, because I don't want to go out and buy Michael Zappia's DNA. He probably doesn't want to buy mine, or maybe we do want to buy each other's. I don't know, but you don't want to go buy someone else's DNA. So you're never going to have that issue here. It's the beginning of the end of blind nutrition. There's no more guessing, right? Blind nutrition really is, I'm just trying to guess what I need. Designer nutrition is, here's exactly what your body needs. And that's what we're doing. We're testing 18 different genetic SNPs. And again, what we are doing here is we're identifying variants. And variants are, another word for it would be flaws in your DNA. And they're passed down from your mother and father. And these variants are specifically linked to certain diseases that, as we get older, heart disease and oxidation and high blood pressure and cholesterol, inflammatory responses, those type of things that we're looking for. And as we get those responses, we now have the ability with science to be able to fill the gap with those nutrients. Now, we don't make any claims here. It's very important that you understand that. One of the saying that I love is that the ignorant will make claims while the wise will anticipate what this will do for their body. And I say that because I believe that most people are walking around today in a state of malnutrition. We don't get the nutrients that we need from the foods that we eat. The soils are, even decades ago when they tested them in comparison to today, they're completely depleted. Genetic modifications in foods. As a result of that, even if you are doing your best to try and eat healthy, chances are you're not getting the nutrients that you need for your body to perform at an optimal level. So what happens when you take an overabundance of nutrients, over 100 plant-based, peer-reviewed, non-gluten-free, non-GMO, vegan-friendly ingredients that all have no less than two peer-reviewed studies, and all of a sudden you start to put that into your body, and oh, by the way, it was made just for your own genetic makeup. How do you think that people are going to respond to that? I know that malnutrition shows up in so many different ways. It might show up in some cases on, somebody might have skincare issues. Somebody else might have inflammation problems. Somebody else might have weight gain. Children, maybe you might see it in behavioral issues. But what I do know is as we start to put an abundance of nutrients into the body will respond. I'm a big believer that when you give the body what it needs when it needs it, it can heal from the inside out. And that's what I'm excited about with this product. We're approaching 100 plant-based, peer-reviewed ingredients, plus vitamins and minerals, and we call it Nutrition. It's made by the Nutritionator. So this is the machine here that you can see for those of you that are coming to Dallas this week, and you'll be able to see this in action. And it blends and labels your very own nutrition on the fly. We have the ability to create over 3,700 custom formulations in a 7-hour period. And finally, the opportunity to come and be involved with this company, it couldn't be any better. We just kicked things off. We started a Whisper campaign 30 days ago. 30 days ago. Our official pre-launch is January 11th and 12th in Las Vegas. Timing isn't just important, it's everything. It's everything. Timing is so critical. And to be able to be a part of a company that has all of the excitement of something new product category, new opportunity that's just launching, but yet have the stability of a company that's been around for decades with LaCour Enterprises, it doesn't get any better. LaCour Enterprises has warehousing around the world, licensing around the world. They have the best marketing or software system, the Cadillac of all software systems in network marketing today. Their logistics is brilliant. And I would tell you guys that my experience here has been world-class. From the day that they flipped that switch, our customer service is amazing. I emailed customer service at 10:30 last night. I don't know if I should say this because I might be setting a precedence, but 10:30 last night, and at 10:35, I got a response back. I'm like, who are these people? But I got to tell you, and I've heard this over and over and over again, for those of you that are reps that are on this call, let me know if you would agree with me. It feels like we're a 2-year-old company. And I know that many of you have been hurt in this industry and come from companies that have potentially let you down on the customer service side or from a conceptual standpoint. What I can tell you is these guys, they have it together. And when you go look at our marketing and our branding, you'll see that we don't look like a company that's just launching. And finally, show me a company that has great training and I'll show you a great company. Well, we decided to go out and get the best. Eric Worre has agreed to handle or oversee all of the training when it comes to this company. Now, this is a different type of relationship than he's had. Now, many of you know Eric is neutral in the industry. Please don't go say that he joined our company and he's now a member or nutritionist here at Uforia. He is still serving the entire industry as he always does, but this is a new type of relationship for him. Up to this point, you could hire Eric to show up and speak at an event or get on a phone call for your company. He actually has agreed to oversee all aspects of our training. He'll be at all of our events. He is intimately involved in creating the duplication system here. I can tell you that we're super excited about that. And I believe that it brings a tremendous amount of credibility to the table to know that we have someone like Eric at the helm of this company. So in conclusion, what I would tell you guys is that I see kind of a convergence of forces that's coming together here that is very rare in the marketplace. You've got Ron Williams, just brilliant, visionary CEO, creative genius, if you will, that's brought some of the most prolific products to market. You have LaCour Enterprises and Terry LaCour, who is the LeBron James when it comes to logistics and back end. You have Eric Worre overseeing the training. You can check that box right off your list when it comes to the people that are involved. You have a first to market product, not just that, but a true category creator that is the evolution in nutrition. Think about this for a moment. I believe that this DNA nutrition has the capability of becoming to the supplement industry what Amazon has become to the retail industry. Because why would you ever want to go back? Why would you want to take blind nutrition again when you can have something designed just for you? And guys, this is just the beginning. This is just where we're starting. I mean, if new SNPs come out, we can add them. If new ingredients we want to, come out that we decide we want to add to the overall, ingredient list, we can do it. And there's a lot of different directions that we can go with this whole DNA concept in the future as well. So you've got a product that no one else has. And finally, no one knows about it. No one knows about this. I mean, we're here at the very beginning, and you have a chance to be a part of probably one of the biggest stories to hit network marketing in a long time. And you're here before we've even pre-launched the company. So what I would tell you is this, my wife and I, we made the decision to go all in. We made the decision that Summer wasn't just going to be the one that builds this on the side. We weren't just going to dabble here. We have planted our flag. We have lit our torch. And as a result of that, our organization has grown all over the United States into Canada, and we are starting to attract some brilliant, brilliant marketers to the table. I'm a big fan. I'm a big believer that if you attract the quality first, the quantity will come. And I'm excited about that. And I'm excited to be here sharing this opportunity with you guys tonight. This is really my first solo time giving this presentation. It will improve. We'll get some PowerPoints that are designed to tell the story a little bit better. But tonight I just decided I wanted to share from the heart and let you guys know why I'm so excited about this. And more than anything, let you know that we are 100% committed to the success of those that choose to join this business. And so my advice to you would be this: get back to the person that invited you here.